Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing for you the Japanese extreme horror movie Splatter Naked Blood from 1996. This movie kind of surprised me. I have seen many extreme Japanese horror films that are mostly just strings of gory set pieces strung together with the barest thread of a plot or storyline, but Splatter Naked Blood at least tries to be a proper feature film. There is an actual narrative structure here, a clear, if somewhat deeply twisted central concept, and characters who feel like more than disposable meat for the camera. The director doesn't just throw blood and guts everywhere at the screen. He builds a story around the idea of a drug that rewires the relationship between pain and pleasure, and he follows that idea through with a surprisingly amount of focus. The acting is generally great across the board. The performances give the escalating horror a human weight it could easily have lacked. You believe the women's growing confusion, compulsion, and eventful surrender to the drug's effects, which makes the violence land harder than if they had simply been blank victims that we never cared about. There are also some beautifully filmed sequences that stand out amid the carnage, moments of quiet, almost elegant framing that contrast sharply with the bodily destruction on display. I especially liked how most of the movie is shot during the daytime. That choice felt unique for this kind of material instead of the usual nighttime gloom or heavily stylized darkness. The ordinary sunlit settings give the horror a strangely clinical and everyday quality that makes the self-inflicted atrocities feel even more disturbing for me. That said, the film isn't without its faults. Out of the three characters who get experimented on, we only fully see the demise of two characters. For some reason, we don't witness the third character's end, only the aftermath, which feels strange and incomplete, as if a key piece of the story was simply left on the cutting room floor. It undercuts the sense of symmetry the premise seems to promise. And even though the film is extremely violent and gory, I still would have liked more gory scenes. When it commits to the bloody and body horror elements, it delivers some truly memorable stomach churning moments. But there are stretches where it pulls back or slows down just when you expect it to lean further into the excess gore. For a movie that earns its splatter reputation, it sometimes feels a little restrained in its own extreme ambitions. Overall, Splatter Naked Blood is a cut above the rest pure exploitation fare. It could have been. It has ambition, strong performances, striking imagery, and a concept it actually explores rather than abandons. The daytime aesthetic and the attempt at real character work make it more interesting than most films in this niche. At the same time, the uneven handling of its three victims and a slight hesitation in the gore keep it from being fully satisfying for me. It's a solid, memorable entry in the extreme Japanese horror canon, worth seeking out if you like your body horror with a bit more thought behind the blood, but it stops just short of greatness for me. So my score for this movie is 3 out of 5. With this movie, the reason why I say that the gore is restrained, don't get me wrong, it's pretty gory, but compared to today's standards, it might not be as gory as some people might expect it to be. But don't get me wrong, if you're after a gory horror movie, this movie will satisfy your craving. So as I said, my score for this movie is 3 out of 5. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more upcoming horror reviews in the future. Peace.